From Albo's speech last night, do we read into anything that could possibly affect the markets from that?
No, I don't think so. I think they've come up with a big political plan. Childcare, 90% of childcare costs picked up by the government and for all families. So it's a great political catch-all. It'll do very well, I think, in terms of winning over voters. The question will be, how do you pay for it? That's going to be a big issue that the coalition will return fire on. Also, the fact that he wants to get into manufacturing of defence items and train rolling stock, very big changes. But I think that the bottom line will always be, well, can you keep this up all the way to the election? I think this is probably a political winner, but still the question will remain, how can we afford it when debt is getting, heading up towards $1 trillion?
Yeah, and he did make the point too that manufacturing trains here would be a whole lot more expensive than they usually would be, but that in itself would kind of spur its own benefits.
Yeah, and I think sometimes you get overseas costings and they blow out, you get exchange rate implications. I think it can be managed, Pete, but the bottom line is, the question is, do we trust governments when they get into sort of semi-private arrangements with manufacturers? That's going to be a big worry.
Yeah, okay. How did Wall Street respond to Nancy Pelosi's no to a smaller stimulus package?
Yeah, so far the Dow, remember the Dow won't finish until 8 o'clock now because we've got daylight saving. Yeah. It's still up about 100 points. If you said yes, it would have been up 400 points. There's so much horse wrangling going on between Trump and Pelosi at the moment. Look, you understand this better than me. You were a US correspondent for some time. The Americans, they will go right down to the wire and ignore the fact that jobless claims are starting to rise because stimulus has been basically petering out over the last few weeks. How they manage this is beyond my reckoning. But at the moment, Wall Street must believe that eventually some kind of bill will come through because without it, the US economy will struggle.
Yeah, okay. Well, I mean, it's been a pretty good week this week when it comes to the markets anyway. Followed an absolute shocker last week. So what is the best economic news of this week in your opinion?
Well, I think consumer confidence up at a 15-week high, Pete. Now, 7 out of 8 weeks, that ANZ weekly consumer number has gone up. Job ads rose 7.8%. They're up 5 months in a row. And also the NAB business confidence, it went from minus 8 to minus 3.8. So it's really getting better. But business conditions, that's what business is saying about business right now, went from minus 6.2 to plus 0.4. So everything is heading in the right direction. We just have to hope a vaccine shows up before Christmas.
Okay, and in the meantime, Libertini. There you go. For the Everest. Peter Switzer, thank you. We'll talk to you soon.